Hey guys, Coach Justin here with your at-home workout of the day for Monday, January 4th. Our prep for today, we're going to start with 8 pike push-ups, followed by 6 on each side, quad or ankle pulls, and 10 frog bridges. So our pike push-up, you can perform this from your toes or your knees. Think about pressing vertically, away from your shoulders with this movement. So if you're going to go from your toes, you're going to set up in your high plank and then go into that down dog position. And then you're going to reach your head down towards the ground in between your hands and then push your head away from the ground back into that downward dog. Okay? So their elbows aren't sticking out too much. They're more pointed at a 45-degree angle compared to our spine. If that's too challenging for you, what you can do is set yourself up with your knees down onto the ground and hips up into the sky and drop that head down towards the ground and push yourself away. All right, so you know how we say when we're doing our knee push-up, try not to have your butt sticking out. For today, with this variation, you are going to have your butt sticking out if you're doing this from the knees, where you're pushing yourself to the ground with your head and back away. All right, so we're gonna perform 8 reps of that pike push-up, followed by 6 on each side quad or ankle pulls. So grab your ankle with your fingers and pull that knee back and out, open up the quad and hip. And then bring it back forward and pull again, back forward, pull. So we're gonna do that for 6 reps, switch sides and perform 6 reps on the other side. And finally, our frog bridge, we're gonna get ourselves down on the ground, on our back, flats of our feet together, knees pointed out to the sides of our feet, our outside edges of our feet are into the ground. And we're gonna drive the outside edges of our feet into the ground as we lift our hips up off the ground, opening up the front side of our hips, squeezing, engaging with our side glutes here on the back side, and come back down. Up, back down. Try to keep those knees pointed out. In other words, try not to have them point up towards the ceiling as you perform this movement. We wanna keep them opened out to the sides. Bridge up, back down. All right, so you're gonna perform 10 reps of those frog bridges. We're gonna go through those 3 movements for 3 rounds, and that's your prep for today. All right, our strength for today, we're gonna start with 6 reps on each side, maybe more, of a pistol sit. Next, we've got 10 reps on each side of a half kneeling overhead press with a dumbbell. And finally, we're gonna do 10 heel taps on each side from a lying position. We'll go through all of those movements now. So our pistol sit. So you're gonna be in front of your box bench, stool, ottoman, couch, whatever seated position or object that can bear your weight. And you're going to stand in front of it with 2 feet together and then lift 1 foot off the ground out in front of you. And you're going to try to control yourself down into that seated position as best you can. And then push back through that planted foot to bring yourselves back up. And repeat. Try to go through full knee and hip extension. And come back down. So you're gonna do 6 reps on each side. If it's easy for you, you can go up in reps. If it's really easy for you, you can maybe try to find a lower object that you get seated to. You can also load this movement by holding the dumbbell in the front rack position on the side of the leg that's doing the work. So in this case, my left leg, I'm holding the dumbbell over my left shoulder and adding load that way. All right. The less momentum you use, the more challenging it'll be as well. Next, we've got our half kneeling shoulder press. So you're gonna set yourself down on the ground on one knee. Whichever knee is down, that arm has the dumbbell in hand. So my right knee is down, dumbbell's on top of my right shoulder. I'm gonna put my left hand on my waist to help support my midsection and core. And I'm gonna take a deep breath in, press that dumbbell up over top, lock the elbow out, bring my arm towards my ear, nice and straight up overhead, back down, touch the head of the dumbbell to your shoulder, and back up, and repeat. So you're gonna do 10 reps on each side there. If your weight's a little bit heavy, maybe you could bring it down to 8 or 6 reps. If it's a little light, maybe you can bring it up to 12 or 15 reps. Okay, so do your right, switch arms and knees and do your left. And finally, your heel taps. Doing a little bit of a core exercise here. You're gonna lay on the ground on your back with your feet flat and your knees bent. And then you're going to have your hands flat on the ground and curl your head and shoulders off the ground. From here, you're reaching your right fingertips to your right heel and then sliding over to the other side, reach your left fingertips to your left heel. If that's a little bit easy for your range of motion, bring your feet a little bit further away from you to make it more challenging. And you want to feel that through your abdomen and your obliques. So you're going to go nice and slow and controlled for 10 reps on each side. We're going to go through those 3 movements for 4 sets, and that's your strength for today. All right, our Metcon for today. We've got 10 rounds, 1 minute of work followed by 30 seconds of rest. During our 1 minute of work interval, you must start each work interval with 12 reverse lunges. So body weight, step back, bring that knee to the ground, come back forward, switch sides. 12 reps in total, or 6 per side. If you want to make that tougher, you can also hold your dumbbell at your chest in a goblet position. Step back, tap, switch sides. After you've done your 12 reverse lunges, the remainder of your minute, you're going to be performing dumbbell squat cleans. So deadlifting the dumbbell up off the ground, bringing it to a goblet position and squatting underneath it and standing it up fully. So that looks like this. Hinge down, up, fully extend through the hips, drop yourself under the dumbbell, squat it back up, back down, and repeat. Make sure to try to achieve that full hip and knee extension before you pull yourself under the dumbbell. So in slow motion. Rather than cutting the movement short and pulling yourself under the dumbbell, like that. Try to avoid doing that. So full extension, pull yourself under, and repeat. Try to keep track of how many reps you do each round so you can compete with yourself along the 10 sets that we've got for the Metcon for today. Each round of 1 minute is followed by 30 seconds of rest for 10 rounds. And that's your Metcon for today.